Hello everyone, welcome to Vidyantra. You in the series of Python for data science. Today we are going to start with the pandas. Why we need to learn the pandas? First उसके बारे में डिस्कस करना चाहेंगे. Pandas एक Python की एडवांस लाइब्रेरी है that is used for creating the data frame, reading your data frame if it is present in the already in your system, or you can do the manipulation like if you want to do the feature engineering. That is very necessary step for data science. What is feature engineering, how to do that, what are the tasks that you need to perform, that we will discuss in the feature engineering playlist. But if you can know that panda is used for doing the manipulation that is necessary for feature engineering part, and you can also use your panda as a data visualization tool also. So you can think how important it is to learn the pandas. Before using the pandas, you can install it. You need to install it. If you have already installed in your system, you don't need to install it again and again. But if you are using for the first time, you just need to write the simple command pip install pandas. If you have already installed, then there is no problem. If you will write this command, it will show like requirement is already satisfied. As I have already installed in my system, it is giving the output as requirement is already satisfied. And but you don't need to install it again and again, but you need to import in every file you are using. If you are using pandas in your file, you need to import it. For importing that, you need to write the simple command that is import pandas as PD. Why I am importing as PD? Because as PD is a alias, you can consider it as a nickname. For because if you use pandas, so pandas containing so many letters, so there may be a chance कि आपसे spelling mistake हो जाए. But if you are using a simple two letters like PD, or if you want you can use as P also, so there is less chance that there will be a spelling mistake. You can use pandas also if you are comfortable, but I have a habit of doing importing it as a PD, so I am importing it as a PD. Okay, after the installation, what you need to do, you need to understand about the key data structures that are present in your pandas. So the first data structure that we are going to learn in the pandas is series. Talking about the English definition that we know about the series is one, it's a one dimensional labeled array capable of holding any data type. What do you mean by any data type? Any data type means you can create a series of integer also, float also, string also, and string also, and etc. Every data type you can create a series. For writing the series, you need to take the list of the item. For example, I am taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 random 5 integers. And for converting it into the series, you just need to write the simple command pd dot series, and you need to pass that li. Why I am calling pd dot series? Because if you know about the oops that I have already taught earlier in the Python playlist, you can watch that. And in the pd dot series, pd is the object of your pandas class, and the series is the method which is present in your class for converting your list into the series. Okay, by running it, you just need to enter just shift enter, and you can see that your list is converted into the series, where the first thing that you mention is the index, and second is the value that you have given in your list. Now after the string series, now we are going to understand about what is the second data structure that you need to learn in your pandas, that is the data frame. For creating the data frame, there is a data frame which is present in your pandas class. It's a method. And talking about the data frame, it's a simply a two-dimensional label data structure which is having column and a row. So for creating the data frame, you need firstly you need to take the item in a dictionary format, because in the dictionary you can take it as a key value pair. So the key will represent the name of your column. For example, first key I am taking is the roll number. It is representing your first column, and the value I will take it in the list, so that the value inside the list will be the value of your column. If I will take 10 value, then there will be a 10 value, 10 rows inside your data frame. Okay, so for the roll number I am randomly taking 6 roll numbers. You can take anything you want, and the second column that I am taking is the name column, right? So for taking the name, you can put any name you want. I am just taking the every letter of my name as unique name. Okay, so I am taking, my name is Himan, so I am taking the third letter as M, fourth as A, and fifth name as N, and the last name is T. Okay, now our you can see that our dictionary is completed, where we have taken a two key and the value. And sorry, you need to keep here comma, because you have keep here semicolon, right? Now if I will run it, your dictionary is created. Now for creating, converting it into a data frame, you just need to write the simple command pd dot data frame, where D and F are capital. You need to remember it, your D and F are capital. And here, why I'm saying, because Python is a case sensitive language, you know, and inside the function you need to pass your dictionary. After running this code, you can see that we have created a beautiful data frame, where your first column is roll number and the second is the, in my data frame. In that case, I can keep the dictionary same and add one more column, like for example, if I want to add a column like marks, in that case I will take a column or a key as a marks and add mark random marks out of 50. You can say 34, 45, 46, 34, 23, and 33. Like this you can take a key marks and add that in your dictionary, and you can create your data frame like pd dot data frame, pd dot data frame what dict. Like this you can add one or more column in your database, right, by changing the dictionary. Now for example, if I want to save my data frame, like you have created your data frame, this data frame is present in your RAM. If you want to save this file permanently inside your system, so for that purpose you need to give the command to your RAM that I want to save this file in my system in the hardware for the permanent purpose. So that there is a command like pd df dot to underscore, my data frame name is df, so df dot to underscore csv, any format you can use. I am saving my file in the csv format, and you can keep the name of your file. For example, I am keeping student dot csv as my file name, and I'm saving that into the into that our system. So if you want that this index like 0 1 2, this is, if you don't want that in that it index should be present, you can keep the index term as false, or you can, if you want, you can keep your index term as true. For example, if I run my file, I have run and no output is showing, right? But if I will go to the home, and if I will see, there is a file like student.csv, and in this file you can see we have same number of data that we have added in my dictionary and created. Like this, roll number is present, name is present, marks is present, right? And I have kept index as true, false, right? So this indexing is not starting from 0, it is starting from 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and your csv file is comma separated file. That's why the delimiter it is showing is comma. So you can, by using pandas you can create a data frame, and you can also save your data frame which is present in your file, right? So if you want that, okay sir, I have done the create a data frame and save my data frame, now I want to read a data frame which is already present in my system. For example, there is a csv file already saved in your system. So if you want to save it, you need to use a command pd dot read underscore CSV. uh, for if you are reading a CSV file, so I will go to my file where I which file I want to read. So I will go there, and what I will do, I will just copy the path of that file. For example, I want to read the market.data, market underscore data. So I will copy as path, and I will go there and paste the path of the file. But you can see if I will run simply by this, there will be an error. It is showing that Unicode error, means you are using the path of the file from some other package. What is the package? You can consider package as a folder. फोल्डर के जैसे आप समझ सकते हो, तो आप दूसरे फोल्डर से अगर आप फाइल को कॉपी कर रहे हो तो दैट विल बी अ रिलेटिव एड्रेस. In that case you need to specify here r is used for raw address, or you can see it as a relative address. If I will run it now, you can see your file is imported into the RAM, right? Now i I can assign this file to any of the data frame. For example, I can assign it as a df1. If I if I will run it, you can say df1 have your data frame, right? So in that case, your data frame has been written, and you can read, you can see that your file have been read it, right? Now if your file is in the Excel format or not in the CSV format, your file is in JSON format, or you can say it is in the perquet format. In that case, you just simply need to add a simple command. You need to just change a simple command. थोड़ा सा चेंजेस करने का जरूरत है. मैं इसको कमेंट करके लिख देता हूँ, लाइक pd dot read underscore perquet. For example, if I want to read the perquet files, so I will keep here perquet as, and I will pass the address of that file. If it is relative, I will use r. If it is not relative, I will simply pass the name of the file. And if your file is an Excel file, you just need to write pd dot read underscore excel. For example, pd dot read underscore excel, and you just need to pass the file path of the file. And if your file is in the JSON format, what you will do, you will just write pd dot read underscore JSON. Okay, you can practice it by downloading the different format files and reading that. Okay, or you can save your data frame that you have created in the Excel format, just like we had saved in the CSV format, right? So you can save that in the Excel format also, right? Now the most important part that we are going to discuss now is the exploration of your data. You can also say that you are going to take the understanding of your data, means what my data is saying, क्या क्या उसमें present है, क्या टॉप की रोज क्या है, नीचे की रोज क्या है, राइट? तो उसके लिए you need to do the understanding of your data frame, right? Understanding of your data frame. So for that, there are some of the methods. For example, I have saved a data frame as df1. So by keeping df1 dot head, I can just watch the top 5 rows of my data frame. This function you are using, that is present in your pandas, right? So you can see how important the pandas is for the exploration purpose also, means understanding of your data. Before performing any task in your data, you need to have an understanding, right, what your data is saying. If you do not have a proper knowledge of that field, but by observing the data, some of the knowledge you will get, right? So the first part you need to perform is the understanding. So by doing df1 dot head, you can see that your system top 5 rows has been generated, means by default here inside the head function you can say the number 5 has been passed. You can see clearly, if I am keeping 5, the output is similar. If I will not keep 5, then also your output will be similar. For example, if you want to see only the top 2 rows, in that case you need to enter just 2 inside your head function, right? You can try it by taking the 10, 20, everything will be run, right? For example, this is giving only the top 2 rows, top 5 row, top 10 rows, right? But for example, if you want to see, sir, okay, in item identifier I am getting the value like fda 15, item underscore weight like 9.30, just give me the random 5 row or random 10 rows. In that case, maybe then in the item underscore there will not be a number, right? So we can observe the data also. In that case, you need to enter df1 dot sample. Df1 dot sample, what it will do, it will randomly take any of the row of your data and it will generate, means it will generate only the any one of the row. For example, df1 dot sample is generating 431. If I will keep here 5, randomly 5 row will be generated anywhere, not from the top, not from the bottom. It will be randomly. For example, you can say the row number 5894. If I will run it again, your row number will be changed. You can see row number is 938. So by taking df1 dot sample, you can easily take any random 5 row to understand the data of your by using panda, your data frame, right? If you want to see the last 5 rows of your data, so in that case you need to use a simple command, that is df1 dot tell. What df1 dot tell will do, it is similar to head. It will generate the last 5 row of your data, and if you want to see only last 2 row, in that case you can just enter 2 or 5, anything you can see, right? Now, the for the understanding purpose, you need to check the number of column present in your data frame. What is the type of the variable is stored in your data, right? So in that case, you need to do more exploration, right? So df1 dot describe is one of the function. What it will do, it will it will generate a table where the count of your data will be shown. Means, for example, in the item underscore weight, I have 7060 rows with not null value, and similarly in the item underscore visibility you have 8523 non-zero rows. What is the mean of your column, what is the standard deviation of your column, everything you can see that all the table has been generated where 25th percentile, 50th percentile, 75th percentile and the max value inside your column is explained, right? If you want to find it by writing a simple line of code, let's see how. If I want to find the item underscore weight, if I want to calculate what will be the count of item underscore weight by rechecking, cross checking I am doing, I will do manually code to find the count of not null value which is present in your item underscore weight. If it is 7060, then you can say describe function is working properly, right? Or we will calculate the mean, standard deviation, minimum value, 25 percentile, everything we will do, so that you can see that how the code describe function is working internally. For example, my data frame is d1 df1, and if I want to remove taking out any of the column of my data frame, I just need to put a bracket, and inside that I need to write a item underscore weight function, name of the column. So I am writing the name of the column as item underscore weight, and I want to find the count. So there is a count function which is used to find the number of unique values, no, sorry, number of not null value present in your column. You can see it is showing np dot int 7060. If I will write print before that, so it will print 7060, and you can cross check that in the case of item underscore weight you have a count of 7060. Similarly, you can check for item underscore visibility, item underscore mrp, and for the others column too. For example, if I want to find the mean of the column, in that case, you just need to write print df1. Similar, you have to write the name of the column, item underscore weight, item underscore weight, and the mean function you will use to find the mean of your column. Like this, you can see 12.85764, 12.85764. It's same, everything is same, means your describe function have a code written this one inside that describe function. So you can also create your describe function from the scratch by writing this code. Okay, now if I want to find the standard deviation, in that case you need to write the print df1 df1 of your item underscore weight, item underscore weight dot mean, sorry, dot standard deviation, and like this, right? And you will print, okay, there is one mismatch bracket, you don't need to, you need to put this bracket, right? So it is like that. So if you want to find so many things, like I want to find the minimum value of my column, in that case what you will do, you will just write print and everything name of your column, and you will put min function, and you will find the minimum value of your column. You can say it is 4.555, 4.555, everything is same, means the code of the uh, code for describe function is written in such a way that these function are there in your describe function. Or if you want to calculate the 25th percentile, in that case there is a function called quantile dot quantile. You just need to put the quantile and bracket, and how much quantile I want to find, I want to find the 25th percent quantile, right? 25th percentile. In that case you just need to put 25%, and you can run it. Before that I will also write the code for 50th percentile, so that quantile, and what I will put, I will put 0.50. Okay, now similarly for 75th percentile I will write quantile and 0.75, right? So you can you can cross check with this, that your all the value of your item underscore weight column is same, that is obtained by using these all the codes. Means you can see the importance of the pandas function, pandas library. Instead of writing this number of line of code, you just need to write the simple single line of code. By using that function you can use describe function, and you can obtain the all the mathematical values that are necessary to describe your data, right? Everything is same. So similarly you can find out for item visibility, item underscore mrp outlet, and item outlet. You can see that your uh, all the column is not present. If I will see, you can see 1 2 3 4 5, only 5 columns are present, which are showing that uh, it is having some value. So do you think that only 5 column is there? No, let's see how many columns are there. For that you need to write the name of the data frame that you have written, name of the variable in which you have read your data, and you just need to put the columns function, and you just need to run it. In that case you can see you have total this much number of columns. So yeah, I will, it will take a time for me to count how many uh, columns are there. So I will just put len function, and I will run it, and I will get there a total 12 number of columns. But by using describe function I am getting only 5 columns uh, where the describe function is working. Why? Because only 5 columns are there which are having a numerical value. So if you want to check what is the data type of your column, or for example if I, there is d type function, right? So you will use df dot d types, d types. By using this you will get that sorry, variable name is df1, right? So by using d types function you can check that only 5 columns are there. First one is float, second, third, fourth and fifth. Only 5 columns are there where we are having a numerical value. That's why describe function is working on only those columns. So one thing we learn that describe function only works in the numerical column. And also we learn that if I want to check the data type of our column, we can use the data function. And if I want to find the number of columns in my data frame, so I can use df dot columns and simply I can find the length, length of that list, because df dot column give the output in the terms of list. Okay, so by using the length function you can find the length of your list. And one more function is there, df1 dot info, information function is there. What information function do? Information function, what it do, it will put the name of your column in one thing, and it will also write how many non-null values are there and what are the data type of your uh, column. Which, for example, object data type is there, what it is string. What is this is also string, because string is a class, and if you are writing anything in a string, it will be an object of that string class, right? For example, sir, I want to check how many null values are there in my column. For example, you can say that in the item underscore identifier, right? In the item underscore we are getting a 7060 non-null values. So how many null values are there? So what I will do, I will use df dot is null function. Is null means I am questioning, do my values are null or it is not null. If it is null it will return true, if it is not null it will return false. Okay, so for example, I want to check how many null values are there in my data frame. I will simply write df dot is null, and what it will do, it is returning false, false, true, true, right? So it is very difficult for me to go each and every row and every column and check whether the value is true or false, right? And count that. Instead of that, I what I will do, I will just put a sum function and get how many null values are there in the item underscore weight. You can see there are 1463 null values, and in the case of outlet underscore size you have 2410, which values are null, right? So this is how, these are the steps for the understanding of your data. Means whenever you will get the data in as a data scientist, आपका सबसे पहला काम ये होता है कि you have to understand your data. And for understanding your data you just need to have a command on your pandas function, pandas library, right? Now we are moving, after the understanding of your data, we are moving towards the data selection part. In the data selection part, uh, one thing I have already explained, that is, if I want to take out any of the column, what I just need to write, I just need to write the name of the data frame, and I just need to write a bracket and put my column name inside that bracket, right? This is how you can take out the column of your data, right? You can just think like indexing and slicing. So if I'm writing the name of my column, I will get only the value of that columns, right? For example, if I want more column at a time, instead of 12 columns I want 2 or 3 columns only. So is this syntax is same, or I do need to write a different syntax? Let me check. Okay, I will, what I will do, I will write and I will just put a comma here, and I will write the name of another column, that is item underscore weight. Okay, I'm simply copying the name so that we do not have a spelling mistake, and I'm putting here like this. You can see you will be having an error. What it will do, because you know your data frame is having a row and a column value, right? And if you are having a row and column, it means it is a two dimensional data, right? If you do not have, if you have a single column, it will be a series. uh, at the start I had teach you the data type, right? So this is a series data type, and if I want to take two columns, it belongs to data frame data type, right? So in that case it will be having a two dimension. You need to put one bracket here and one bracket at the end of here. So you can see now you have a data frame where only two sub columns are present, which are taken from your main data, that is df1, right? So this is how you can select single column or a multiple column from your data frame. Now if I want to select rows by index, so in that case, for example, I want to take starting 5 rows by writing the code, or I want to take uh, rows from 10 to 15, 10 to 20, 10 to 19. In that case, what I will do, I will write the name of my data frame, and I will just use ilocation index location function, and I will just write a index from where I want my data, from which row and till which row. I want from row 10 to row 20. This is how you can get from 10 to 19 it is showing. So it is taking the start 10, and but your end will be at 19 only, minus 1. Mean we know indexing is 1 minus, right? So if you are taking the rows from 10 to 20, you will get the row from 10 to 90, right? This is how you can select the row by index. Now if I want to uh, select the row by condition, for example, uh, you can see item underscore weight, right? In the item underscore weight, I want only those weight whose values are greater than 15.10. In that case, what I will do, I will just write the name of my data frame, and I will use the column which I want, right? I want my column condition to be put in item underscore weight, right? What I will do, I will just write my condition. What was my condition? My condition was I want only those value which are greater than 15.6, right? 15.10, okay, 15.10, right? If I will run it, you can say you are getting only the column where false and true are written. Means if the your value is greater than 15.10, you will get a true, and if your value are less than this, you will get a false. But I want the whole data frame. In that case, what I will do, I will just take the subset of my data frame df1 where the values are greater than this, right? So this is taking the if you will require a lot of this command at the time of doing the data science project, so you have to practice it. You don't need to bite it again and again. You just need to practice. By practicing it, you will have a command, and you will observe that without remembering or without doing mug-up, you are remembering the functions that you need to use, right? So this is how you can do the data selection in your data frame, okay, by using the pandas function. Now we are coming toward the data manipulation part. If I want to add a column, I had to change my dictionary, right, that we had created, and then again we need to run that code and created a data frame. For example, if your data is already created, uh, and now you want to add one more column with the name, you can see with the age, right? uh, so what we can do, this will come under the manipulation part, right? So now I want to add a column that name is age. So I will just write name of my data frame, and inside the bracket I need to write the name of my column, and I need to put just equals to, or like I can put a list and write the age there, like 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. If I will run it, you can see that your data frame have added a age column, and the value it is showing, right? Now if I have added in the form of the list, right? So this is not a way you should write inside the, if for example marks is there and I want to add a column with the name percentage. So I know that I had told that the marks I am giving is out of 50. So for the percentage, what I will do, I will just write the name of my column, and for the percentage what we need to do, we just need to use the marks column, and by using your marks column, you what you will do, divide it with the uh, out of marks, and after that you need to multiply it with the 100, right? So the value that will come, I will multiply it with 100 for the percentage, right? So now if I will see my data frame, that there is a column named percentage where the percentage according to the marks are given. This is how you can add a column like in this way. You can add a column in this way also. This will come under the manipulation part. For example, I have added, this was the related to the addition part, right? Now there is a column like in this data frame, you can see you have a 12 number of columns, right? There are some columns that you don't need during the training of your model. In that case, what you will do, you need to drop that column, because in some cases adding a new columns will increase the cost of your computation, and also it will increase the time of the computation. So in such cases, you need to drop that columns. For that, what you need to do, you just need to use the drop command. I will explain for this data frame. Similarly, you can do for this data frame also. In the pandas data frame, our aim is to, in the pandas playlist, our aim is to just understanding the function. We can also apply that in the big data, right? But our we are applying in the small data so that we can observe what the changes we are getting, right? So I will just use the function drop inside my df data frame. In that case, what I will do, I will just put the name of my column. For example, I want to drop the percentage column that I have added in my function. So what I will do, I will write percentage, check your spellings before writing it so that you should not get any error. And I will, what I will do, I will just run it. So what you will get an error where your df data frame is not getting the axis, means in which axis you try to remove your data frame. So in that case, you also need to put the axis. For example, axis means you want to delete the row or a column. As I want to delete a column, so I need to put here axis equals to 1. Now you can see that your percentage column has been dropped. But if you will again run here df, right? If you again run here df, you will see that percentage is not dropped it. So what you need to do, you need to reassign it. You need to reassign it like df equals to df dot drop percentage equals to this. Now if I will run it, you are getting the columns other than percentage, right? Now for example, sir, instead of percentage, I want to drop 2 or 3 columns. Now we are going to apply it in a big data. Okay, df1 is your column, if you it is your data frame. Now what if I will run it, what I will get, I will get the name of the column, right? There are 12 columns. So I want to drop df1 dot drop, I want to drop item identifier. So what I will do, I will just copy it and paste it here, right? This is my first this is my first column that I want to drop, and along with I want to drop 2 or 3 more columns. So what I will do, I will put just comma after that, and I will write the name of the second column. Okay. Similarly, if you want to delete the third or fourth, you just need to put inside that list, and you need to assign the x is equals to 1. If I'll drop it, you can see your column is reduced to 10. From 12, it is decreased to 10. And but if you will see here df1, so you are getting 12 columns. For that, you need to reassign it. What you need to do here, you need to do it here df1 equals to this, right? If I will run it, now your column is reduced to 10. This is the related to the drop column. Drop column or adding column, both are related to your data manipulation. Now, for example, uh, I want to change the name of my column. For example, item type, right? Because I am not getting the meaning. For example, you read some data from some site, right? But the column name they had mentioned was not meaningful, and now you want to change the name of the column. So for which command you should use? So pandas gives the rename function, like df1 dot rename. You need to write the df1 dot rename, and you need to write what you want to rename. I want to rename columns, right? I want to rename column, and you need to give the dictionary, right, by writing old column name and the new column name. For example, my old column name is item underscore type. So inside the dictionary, I am giving key as my old column name, and key is my old column name, and the value as my new column name. What is my new column name is type. For example, I want to rename it as a type. So by using this you can rename, right? So if you will see now, item underscore type has been changed to type. This is how you can rename your data, right? And now if I will come to the part, for example, manipulation will also have a replacement, right? For example, if you will see outlet establishment year, right? Here you are getting the years like 1999, 2009, 1999, 1998. But for example, you want only uh, value which are above 2000, right? So what you will do, I had told you that you will put a condition, right? What you will write this, and you will write the name of your column. My column name is outlet establishment year, and I will paste it here, and I will just write all the values that are greater than 2000. If you will write this, you will get a true or false, right? For that you need to put it inside the df1, right? And if you will keep a bracket here and run it, you will get the value like this, right? So this is how you will use a condition. But if for replacing particular value in your column, what you need to do, first you need to find the number of uh, for example, I want to replace a value from the column outlet underscore size. For that, what you need to do, you need to check how many categories are there and what is the value you want to replace with your new value, right? So for that, what you will do, there is a value underscore count function. With help of that function, you will get to know how many categories are there and what are the value inside that category, right? So inside df1 outlet underscore size column, you have a three category: medium, small, and high. You can see in the high category you have only 932 value. So I think it is not necessary to create a third category. So we will replace our high category with the medium one. So for that, what I will do, I will just write the name of my column, and I will replace all the value that are high with the medium value. Okay, for that, what you need to do, you need to write replace function of your pandas, and inside that you need to write the old value that is high and the new value that is your medium, right? Because I want to replace all the high value with the medium. If I will run it, you can see all the value inside your column has been replaced, but you will not be able to see because you cannot go to each and every row and check it, right? So what I will do, I will reassign that inside my outlet underscore size column, so that with the help of simple command that we had done, outlet under count value count, I will able to see how many values are there, right? Now what I will do, I will write same command again and again and run it, and will check how many values are there. Now you can see only two categories are there, medium and small, and your medium category has been increased from 27932 to 3725. Okay, now this is how you were able to replace your value, right? Now moving forward, we are going to learn new topic, that is grouping and aggregation. What is grouping and aggregation, how to do that, that we are going to do. For that, what you need to do, you just need to write your column, and there is a group by function inside your pandas data frame. Inside that, on what basis, on which column you want to group by, you have to write that column only. Okay, for example, I want to group by on the basis of outlet underscore size column. So what I will do, I will put outlet underscore size column inside my group by function and will run it. Okay, so if I will run it, you can see the panda data frame address have been created, but uh, for the particular value, you need to do the aggregation of that. This is the grouping of your function, right? Now for the aggregation, what you will do, you will apply the aggregate functions, right? What are the aggregate functions? Like counts, right? So if I will write count, you will get the value like inside outlet underscore size medium, you have a item underscore weight. How many item underscore weight? 2790, right? Similarly for outlet underscore size, where the value is small, you are getting the item underscore weight as 1860. Similarly, you can also apply one more aggregate function, that means uh, sum, right? So instead of writing count, I can write here sum, so that I can get a value where what will be the sum of item underscore weight according to the particular item underscore size, right? This is the aggregate function, and this was the grouping that you had applied, right? Now you can all, this was the single level grouping. If you want to apply multi-level grouping, what you will do, you will just write your da- data frame, and you will use the simple function that were grouped by, right? But if you were using a single level grouping, you were required to write only single column. Now you are using a multi-level grouping, so you need to write here more than one column, right? So i- you have to pass these column in the list. So first column that I want to use is outlet underscore size, right? So I will write outlet underscore size. Do the copy paste or check the name of your column, so that you should not have a spelling mistake, right? So the second column I am using is on the basis of your item underscore type. Okay, so I am doing the multi-level grouping. For that, the first column I have used is outlet underscore size, and the second column I am using is item underscore type, right? You just need to close your list and run it. You can see your pandas data frame has been created. Now you need to apply the aggregate function, right? For applying the aggregate function, what I will write, I will write the sum, right? Or if you want to apply, this is the your sum value according to your multi-level aggregation. Okay, multi-level grouping. Or you can also find the count value, right? So this is how you can do the count of your values according to the multi-level grouping, right? So after the grouping, now we are going to learn about the sorting techniques. For example, I have to sort my data on the basis of my item underscore MRP, right? So because you can see one value is 249, second one is 48, and another one is again increasing. So decreasing, increasing, decreasing, increasing order is there, right? So if I want to sort my data frame, what I will do, I will use a simple sort function, that is sort underscore values. Okay, that sort underscore value on what basis, column name, right? On what column I want to do the sorting, on the basis of item underscore MRP. So what I will do, I will just copy paste and do the sorting, right? But one more parameter I need to sort, whether I want to sort in ascending order or in a descending order. So you need to write the ascending equals to true if you want to do sorting on the basis of ascending order. If you want to do ascending on descending order, so you will write here as false, right? If I will run it, you can see your all the item underscore MRP value is in increasing order. First one is 31.29, second one is 31.49, 31.89, and 31.95. So you can see your value is in the increasing order, right? Now, similar to multi-level grouping and aggregation, you have a multi-level sorting also, right? How multi-level sorting will be there on the basis of multiple column. For that, which syntax I will use? I will write df1 dot sort underscore values on the basis of my column, right? But I am sorting here on the basis of multiple column. So what I will do, I will write it inside the list. So my first column, that should be the item underscore mrp, and the second column that it should be will be item underscore visibility. Okay, on the basis of item underscore visibility I will do the sorting. I will close it. And now second parameter that I want to give is ascending, right? So for the ascending, whether I need to write a single true or false or inside the list, okay, you need to write it inside the list. The first value inside the list will be for the first column, second will be for the second column. For example, first value I am taking as a true, so your item underscore mrp will be in the increasing order, and your item underscore visibility will be in the descending order. Okay, so if I will run it, you can see your column has been sorted according to the increasing order. Okay, now this is your uh, sorting on the basis of multi-level. Okay, now moving towards the data handling part, the most important thing we are going to do is the missing value handling, right? In the missing value handling, you need to do some computation, that is the feature engineering part. uh, why we are discussing it here is you just need to know the functions, what are the functions available in your pandas to do the missing value handling, and what is missing value, how, what are the techniques to do the missing handling, whether we should do the missing handling or not, that we will do in the feature engineering playlist. But for now, it is necessary to know what are the methods are available in your pandas. Okay, so for handling the missing value, we have a function called fill na, right? For example, inside my item underscore weight column, you can see there are some missing value, like nan, right? These are the missing value. For handling this missing value, what I will do, I will use df1 of item underscore weight, right? This is your item underscore weight. I will copy it, item underscore weight, and use the method called fill na, right? So inside fill na, first parameter you need to pass is the value. For example, where there is a missing value, I want to replace all the missing value with the this particular value. Whether I should replace this particular value or not, that is the part of feature engineering that we will discuss there. But first thing that you pass is the value, and if you will run it, you can see that your value is replaced. But if you will write df1 again here, you can see your value is not replaced yet. Okay, so for that you need to write it here in place equals to true, right? If you write in place equals to true, you can see there is a warning. No problem, warning is accepted, but your error is not accepted, right? Now I want to check in item underscore weight whether I have any null value or not. For that, I have already explained there is a function called is null, right? So is null dot sum will tell me is there any missing value. No, we have a zero missing value, right? So this is the technique to fill your missing value, right? Now one more method is there for the missing handling, that is the drop. For example, if there is you have a large number of data sets, and in that you have few missing value, like 0 or 1, 2 or 3 rows are there. So simply, without, instead of entering some value, what you can do, you can just delete that row, right? So what I will do, there is a command called drop. So df1 dot drop, what I want to drop, I want to drop all those value where there is a na, right? So there is a command like drop na, and I want that value to be reflected in my data frame. So I will keep in place equals to true. If I will run it, your all the null value have been deleted from your data frame df1, right? So these are the two techniques, the functions that are available in your data frame to fill your missing value, right? Now moving towards the next topic, that will be a merging and joining. So what is merging and joining? For merging and joining we need to create one another table so that we can understand. For example, we have one table like df and one more table we can create with the name df2 we have created. Now for merging and joining we have three functions available, that is concatenate, merge and join. E- Two of them I will do, and one it will be your homework that you have to do and comment what is the difference between concatenate, joining and merging operation, right? No, so for concatenation you have a simple syntax concat. What I want to concatenate, I want to concatenate my two data frame, that is df comma df2, right? On, for example, if I will run it, you can see your table have been merged, but you can see that one above the other table you have vertically it is joined, right? So in the first table you did not have department and the course column, so there it have been replaced with the nan, right? In the second column you did not have the first four column, so it has been filled with the nan, right? So this was the vertical filling. So what was the axis value? Axis value was the 0. For example, if I want to do the horizontal merging, in that case I will put x is equals to 1, so that my table, first table will be there, and after that second table will be concatenated. Okay, this is how you have to do the concatenation. Now the second function that I will teach you will be joining function, right? So I want to join df, right? I want to join df with df2. So if I will run it, you will get the output that was in the writing this command, right? So in the case of joining you can also use some key column. If in your two table one column is common in both of them, so on the basis of that column you can do the merging operation or joining operation. So you can replace the value with the on value with the that key column, right? This is how you need to do the merging or joining operation. Now you have to do the merging by yourself and you have to comment what is the difference between merge, join and concatenate. Okay, now moving towards the next topic, we are going to do the uh, we are going to find the pivot table, right? What is pivot table? Pivot table is nothing but a subtable of your given table, whether you are take where from where you are taking the key insights, right? Inside, for example, I want to find the mean of the column on some criteria, right? So on that basis you can do the pivoting of your table. For example, I want to find the pivot of your table, right? So for example, I want to find the pivot of your df1, so you will write pivot df1 dot pivot underscore table, pivot underscore table. You need to write the four parameters there. First parameter is the value, what are the value you want to put inside your pivoted table, right? So I want to keep the value that will be item underscore weight, whether it mean, whether it is a mean, whether it is a sum of your item underscore weight, but the value will be related to the item underscore weight. Now what should be your row? For example, here if you will check, your indexing are 0 1 2 3 4, right? But in the pivot table I want my index to be for example item underscore fat content, right? Item underscore fat underscore content, right? And the third parameter that you need to pass is the name of your columns. Similar to rows, you also need to give the name of your column. I want the name of the column that should be related to outlet underscore size, right? That should be my column name. All the value that are there in the outlet underscore size should be the name of my column, right? Now the fourth parameter that you need to pass the aggregate function. What aggregate function will do, whether you want the sum of item underscore weight, whether you want the mean of the item underscore weight, whether you want the standard deviation of the item underscore, you have to write it inside the aggregate function. If I will run it, you can see that your pivot table has been created, but sorry, why it is giving the error, key error item underscore fat underscore content. Okay, let me see that whether item underscore fat underscore content column is available or not. So inside your df1, right, let me run df1 dot columns, right, df1 dot columns, right. So there is no item underscore fat underscore column. So what you can do, on the basis of item underscore type, on the basis of item underscore type we will do pivoting. So I will replace item underscore fat underscore content with item underscore type, right. You can do indexing on any column, okay, on any column basis. I am doing on the item underscore type. Now if I will run it, you can see your table has been created, pivot table has been created, where your rows are having a value with the item underscore type and your column is having a value with the outlet underscore size, right. Now what this value represent, this is the mean, where your item underscore type is baking goods and your column is your outlet underscore size is medium. Now if I will do this code manually, how I can do that? Okay, let me uh, do that code, right. So df1, I want item underscore type to be a item underscore type to be a baking goods, right. So I will do the filtering on item underscore type, item underscore type, where my value needs to be baking goods, right. So if I want to get the data frame of this, I will use this on the basis of this I am doing the filtering, right. So I am on the basis of this I am doing the filtering. So your data frame has been created. For example, I am assigning the name D, so that again I can do the filtering, because in the pivot table you are doing two filtering, one on the basis of the item underscore type, other on the basis of your outlet underscore size. So you are getting all the rows where your outlet under where your item underscore type is baking you can see, right. So now the second condition is your outlet underscore size should be minimum, right. Your item underscore outlet underscore size should be minimum. In the this database, I want my only those rows where outlet underscore size is equals to medium, right. So for that what I will do, I will do d, again I will open the bracket and close it, and you will get only those value where your data is having a item type baking underscore good and outlet size is having a medium, right. Now again I will reassign it into the d, so that I can find the mean of what, item underscore weight, item underscore weight mean, right, dot mean. So the value is 10.7086, 10.7086. Now you can see your answer is similar to the answer you have got by doing it manually, right. So this is how you can do the pivoting of your table, right. Now what I want to do, I want to apply some function. For example, in my, if I will see my df database, there is a marks column, right. So on the basis of the marks I want to give the grades to the student. So what I will do, let me create one function that will be a grade on the basis of the marks. On the basis of the marks, what we will do, if the marks are greater than, if the mark are greater than 30, then that student will get a outstanding grade, right. He will get a outstanding grade. If the marks are not greater than 30, he will get as f grade, okay. This is very strict criteria, so you will get a F grade if you are not getting a mark greater than 30, right? So for running the function, what you need to do, you will call the function and you will put the value inside that, and you will get F grade as your value is equals to 30, right? Now if you will keep 40, you will get O grade, right? So I want to apply this function on each and every value of your marks and assign it into the new column where it will be a grade, right? So what I will do, I will write df and column name will be grade, where what I want to do, I want to do grading of the marks, right? I want to do the grading of the marks, so I will simply use the apply function of your panda. And what I will apply, I will apply the grade function that I have created. So by this, your new column has been created where you have given the grade to the students, right? This is how you can do the function applying, right? This is how you can apply the function on your database that you have created. Now moving towards the next point, that is handling the date time topics. For example, if inside your column a date column is present inside your database, so in that case, if someone tells you find the month of each and every date, so you will require to write some regular expressions or a code, right? So pandas provides some library or a method, so that we, with the help of that, we can write extract the date, month and year very easily, right? So for that I am adding one column with the name date, where all the value will be equals to 08 08 10 and 2025, right? If I will run it, you can see that inside your df database, you have got a date column where all the values are date and this, right? If I will check the data type and information related to this data, you can see that date column having a data type object, right? So first thing that I want to I need to do is you need to convert the data type of your column, right? So which column data type you want to change, I want to change the data type of date, right? So what I will do, I will call panda and tell that to convert that into the date time, right? Which column you want to convert it into date time, I want to convert the column date, right? If I will run it and again write the code df dot info, now you can see that your date column is having a data type date time, right? Now if you want to extract the year of your date, so I will create one more column where I will keep all the years of your date, right? So what I will do, I will call the date column and tell to find the year of the date. So now you can see one more column has been created with the name year and having a value of 2025, right? Now sir, if you have to do that code manually, how you will do that? First thing I will tell, that if you want to find the month, you will put here month. If you want to find the day, you will put here day, right? Now if you have to do it manually, let's start without converting it into the uh, date time data type, okay? Now if you will see your df is having a date column where it is into the object data type. Now I want which column, I want date column, right? Simply write date. Now I want to extract only some value, right? So I need to do the splitting where the dash is present, right? Now what I will do, I will convert all that into the str and do the splitting on what basis, where the dash is present. If I will run it, you will get the list where the things are replaced, data are replaced on where your dash is present, right? Now if I want to the zeroth value of zeroth position value, right, that is day. So what I will do, I will apply the zeroth value, right? So you will get the zeroth, right? Now I want to assign that it in the new column with the name day, right? So if I will run it and again check my database, so you can see that new column has been created where the which on which day the date is there, there is a 08, right? So by this, writing this code, you can do the date splitting, right? But by using the Panda, you just need to simply convert it into the date time, and by using dt.year, dt.month, dt.day, you can split it, right? These are the things that i had I need to explain in the Pandas. I have explained Pandas database creation, data frame creation, manipulation of the data frame, and reading your data frame if it is present into the system. This video is very long, so in the next video we will do the Pandas for the data visualization. But in the next till now, you have to do the revision, and you have to do it by doing it practically, right? Because you cannot learn the coding just by watching the video. You have to practice it, right? So at the end of every video you will get one assignment. Maybe it will be theoretical, or maybe it will be practical, but you will get one assignment, right? And you need to do that. So today's assignment is, you have to download one data frame from the Kaggle website, and you have to apply all the functions that I have taught you in this video, and you have to do the practice. Okay. And one more thing I would like to ask you guys, whether you want the lecture in a English language or you want in a English, you need to comment that, so that from the next video I can change the language of the video. Okay. So you need to comment it, and you have to do the practice, right? And also you need to subscribe the channel, and you have to comment, and you have to share the video to your friends, so that they can also learn what is Panda in deep, right? So from till the next video, bye bye.